make a run as important than ever to try and control a game like this against Oklahoma State.
They've had struggles scoring, but we know they can score. Against Houston, they put 4 goals away, and they tied Colorado. So they are a strong, sound team. Even though they're the never 12 spot, they're going to be a contender.
On the other side, we already talked about the goalie Grace Gordon, but keep an eye out ex-Caret Pineda, who has 5 goals, 4 assists this season, 5 goals from Nicole Ray, who will come off the bench today. This is a team that scored the 6th most goals in Big 12 play alone with 16, scored 39 total on the season, allowed just 8. This back line is absolutely tremendous.
They are just very experienced. They work together. They're very united, and they know that saving grace will help them if it does break through.
20 years at the helm for Colin Carmichael on one side, leading this Cowgirls team to a 13-3-3 record and a 5th place finish in the regular season. Cincinnati 6-8-4 on the year, finishing 12th and just cracking the top 12 to make it here to Kansas City. They're led by Erica Demers in her 2nd season. And just about ready to go here in KC. We are underway. Cincinnati trying to control the kickoff.
Oklahoma State does a lot of short passes. They like to work through their midfield and try to hit their 9-player up top.
What's your feeling about the way this game's going to go from a possession standpoint? Obviously, Oklahoma State really sound at the back. Cincinnati has had their struggles scoring goals. Who do you think has an opportunity to kind of dominate this game from a possession standpoint?
It's going to be the one that can have the quick passes, because with all of the rain that we had before the game, that was surprising for everyone. It's going to make the ball move very, very quickly. So if you can have short passes, keep control, you're going to be very successful.
Those 2 in the back for Oklahoma State, Ellie Jeffroy and Molly Briner, a big piece of what they do defensively. Logan Heisler. Erica Demers trying to find the recipe here in Kansas City. They won a first-round matchup last year in the Big 12 Championship against Baylor, so they've had success in this event. Long ball, decent one too. One time and off the post. What a start it could have been for the Bearcats.
You saw with Cincinnati with the kickoff, they're very aggressive. They put players forward, and they're continuing that direct attack right now.
And it looked like Gordon would have been beat here if that would have been on target.
Talked about the weather, the weird bounce. She was able to control it and hit a nice volley. Grace covered it, but she's going to be kissing her post later to save that.
And that was who we had talked about, Ellie Flower, with that left foot on a half volley to try and put that home. That's out of play. Alex Morris on this left side. Flower coming back to help out to get Cincinnati possession of the ball. Now Flower making another run in behind.
They're going after Oklahoma State's 3. They're not afraid of them. That's what I love this tournament, is that you get another opportunity to just play.
Do you feel like the lower seed in this situation, Cincinnati, knowing that it's win or go home for them, a little less pressure on them, or?
A lot of times the higher seeds will focus on the next game instead of focus on the game today. And Cincinnati is definitely focused on the game today.
Back in, nice touch by Flower. Riley Felton down the left wing, now in the corner, and that is going to be the first corner of the game for Cincinnati. Well, some early opportunities here for the Bearcats, looking lively, and again, these games got moved up 2 hours due to weather expected later today. Now, we saw rain already, which was a little bit surprising.
The goalkeepers are definitely going to have an issue, because when the ball bounces, it skids, it's going to play faster. So look for Cincinnati to attack that with their corner kick now.
Low cross and deflected away. Caitlin Hoppers was in the way. Cincy wins another throw in.
Oklahoma State's doing a good job of staying home. They didn't rush out until the ball was cleared, and then they got reorganized on the throw-in.
Long throw by Emma Joffrey. Another corner for Cincinnati.
I like what Cincinnati's trying to do. They're seeing how Oklahoma State would play if they went short. Since they had to struggle on the first cross, Oklahoma State's reading it perfectly, sending a player out there.
Since he has some size, Maddie Swingle in there at 5'10". This one going back toward the penalty spot and over the head of the intended target. Now Alex Morris down the left side looking for options. Wants to play a long ball and intercepted nicely across the field by Claire Ray. And Ray wants to bring it forward, has plenty of space in the middle of the park. That pass not where she wanted it though, intended for Ellie Flower.
Every single opportunity, she is their direct look right away. Oklahoma State's starting to cover that as well, so Cincinnati is going
to park too to start this. She's dropped into the midfield a couple times. Seen her central and on the right wing. Long shot. Gordon collects.
Gordon did an easy save with her hands. If she dives, she might set up another corner for Cincinnati.
Boots this one away beyond midfield. Picked up by Hoppers. Hoppers, nice dribble to give herself some space. Now Oklahoma State for the first time looking like they want to attack. Looking for Hoppers, who won't be able to run it down. It'll be a throw in down in that corner.
Nice short, long by Oklahoma State. You can tell everyone's still trying to get comfortable with the field. Aren't able to use their speed quite yet because they're trying to get used to the turns.
Nice pressure in the middle of the field right there, taken by Chloe Joseph. Blocked by Loudon Wilson to stop the counterattack from the Bearcats.
Cincinnati's recognizing that Alex Morris gets forward a lot on this left side, and they're attacking that hole that she leaves open when she turns over the ball, which is not very often.
Oklahoma State really kind of transitioning to a back three when they're in possession, with Joseph, Briner, and Jeffroy dropping to those center back positions.
When you have one of the top defenses in the nation, you can afford to leave 3 players back and send more numbers forward. It's very impressive how they work together and limit the options and opportunities for other teams.
Under a half goal allowed per game this season, just 8 total on the year. Header over the bar, decent opportunity there in the middle of the field for Cincinnati. They've had 2 solid looks so far. That was Megan Smith heading it over the bar.
What I think is impressive is they're attacking different areas. They've gone out wide, they've gone down the middle. A great cross in, just couldn't get her head onto it to direct it in the goal.
Sent back across, might have had Morris on the left side. Near midfield, nice challenge there by Pineda.
Oklahoma State keeping calm, though Cincinnati has broken through. They're still staying with their identity of playing short.
Pineda switches the field nicely for Morris. Some space over here for Morris, 1 to beat. A little bit of a stumble, but does beat the defender. Now Morris trying to take it goal line, crossing. Cincinnati deals with it.
Oklahoma State has had a lot of success going through Morris. She does a good job of getting involved and has a lot of speed, so she tends to stay high.
Really nice pass in behind. Morris into the area. Turning right-footed shot off the chest of the defender. That was Carly Oob stepping in the way. Long ball looking for Flower in the middle of that defense. Flower trying to break free just outside the area, and that's taken care of by Joseph.
Again, Flower is varying where she is, which is causing Oklahoma State a little bit of anxiety because she started in the middle, she's been out wide, but Cincinnati is trying to get to her and get options for her to pass to after she gets the ball.
Pineda fouled. Free kick for Oklahoma State.
Cincinnati did a good job there. Oklahoma State's known for playing quickly. They did it on their goal kick earlier. Cincinnati got right in front of the ball, so they couldn't do this set piece quickly.
Nice 1-2 there. Pineda now sent out wide by Ben Boydell. Joffrey letting it roll, and it ends up going off Joffrey for the first Oklahoma State corner kick. Caitlin Hoppers with the pressure over there in the corner.
You see that Oklahoma State's sending their center backs forward. They're known for being strong in the air. Look for them to be the targets on this corner kick.
Nice ball in, dangerous area, headed away. Now back toward the 6-yard box. And finally a whistle. Maybe some pushing inside goes against Oklahoma State.
Cincinnati did a good job staying home. Again, they did not leave the goal early. They were attacking the ball. Oklahoma State likes to swarm in the 18-yard box. Cincinnati didn't back down.
What do you tell your goalies on corners as far as attacking?
If you want it, you call out and you come out and get it. You don't hesitate. That ball is yours if you're calling for it. Otherwise, your defense will do everything they can to get the ball away from you. But hesitating is going to be what's really tough on corner kicks. If a goalkeeper hesitates, that makes it really difficult for the defense to clear it out.
Oh, nice move by Pineda.
Just so creative with her skill.
Good play out wide there. Wilson finding space for her teammate. Back down that right side. Hopper's chasing. She's been busy on that right wing so far. It's a goal kick.
Oklahoma State has a lot of numbers in the midfield, but they love to hit their players out wide. With Hopper and Morris, they are very strong with their speed and do a good job of doing short, short, long to get combined.
Looking for Pineda, almost intercepted. She's had a couple nice challenges as well, not just the footwork. Wins it back for Oklahoma State. Now trying to find somewhere to probe this defense. Left-footed shot blocked. Didn't catch it clean. Outside for Hoppers. Pineda, nice touch. Just outside the area, crossed in, now coming onto it. Good shot just wide by Alex Morris. Trying to slip it into that left corner.
When I watched Alex Morris play earlier this season, she was the most dangerous player on the field. We talk about Oklahoma State's defense a lot, but Alex Morris has already had 2 solid chances to get a goal. She is very dangerous.
Playing in kind of that wing-back role on this left side.
But going back to their defense, she's not afraid to go forward because she trusts that her defense will help her out if she has a turnover. Again, she limits them, but she knows that her defense will help her out.
Morris, a senior from Frisco, Texas, 3 goals, 5 assists, which is second on the team. Had a career best 6 assists last season. Headed out of play for a Cincinnati throw-in.
I'd love to hear what the assist to the assist is. If she was involved in the play before the assist or 2 passes before.
She has been a focal point in the majority of their attacks today. Over the top, easy one for Gordon to control.
But I like the creativity on trying to get that. See if Gordon is paying attention. Easy save, but some goalkeepers might take their eyes off of that ball.
13 minutes in, I don't know that Cincinnati, if you haven't watched them or didn't know, I don't know that you would get the feeling that they have had goal scoring troubles based on what we've seen so far.
No, you know we can. They can. With going 4 goals against Houston, it is not easy to score in the Big 12. So they can, and they're already showing that they are quick and they have a strong forward that they like to hit.
8 games that ended either in a win or a loss for them have been decided by 1 goal. And you mentioned that right off the top. This matchup in Stillwater was a 1-0 win for the Cowgirls. So Cincinnati has been right there on the doorstep so many times this season.
And sometimes that frustration of being so close really builds up, and you're just ready to play in the tournament. You're here. None of those losses matter. You know you've been competitive every single game, and you're ready to represent in the tournament.
How did you feel like your mindset changed when you got to this setting?
Well, when I walk into the stadium, I'd probably be a little nervous because seeing this venue is just amazing. Get all the pictures in, be excited, but once that whistle blows, you're ready to compete.
Curious, I think we will want to say, I'm not sure if the Current or where they're at this weekend, but wouldn't surprise me at all that we would see a few players around.
I'm hoping they come over. I know they practice at a different venue, but I would love to have them representing.
Which is also a magnificent facility in its own right, not far from here.
I saw the teams got to practice on that. How exciting, not only to practice where the pros practice, but to play where they play.
Joseph fouled in the back. Ellie Flower whistled there.
You tell she's just hungry for the ball. A little over aggressive on that play, but she is making the defense keep an eye out for her, not only without the ball, but whenever Oklahoma State has the ball, she's going to be pressuring them hard.
The winner of this game moves on to the first game Saturday at 11:30 a.m. against the 4 seed BYU. It would take 4 wins for one of these two teams to be crowned Big 12 champion. It's a lot of soccer to be played over the next 7 to 10 days.
But still, I'm glad they get breaks. It's not the next day. It's not 2 days after. They get to play Saturday and rest a little bit.
Yeah, 2 days of rest. And in some ways, you like the early game because of that. I mean, you almost get a full day today if you are to win, plus your 2 days tomorrow and Friday.
I more think about the field. The field is fresh right now. The game in the evening with the weather, the field might be interesting.
Colorado, Utah next, Arizona, Baylor, the 3rd game of the day, and then we cap things off with the 6-11 matchup, the Kansas Jayhawks and Arizona State making their Big 12 championship debut. I'm still getting used to that, just a little bit.
Same. Having the Arizonas, the Utahs, all of them join. It's been really good for the conference, but still with the travel, I know it's been unique.
Another corner for Cincinnati. Have not really challenged Oklahoma State on these corner kick opportunities.
Cincinnati needs to be, they need to take advantage of these.
This is a much better ball. Best one. It's headed away toward the top of the box. Back in. Flower trying to flick it on. And finally cleared away.
Oklahoma State usually limits the amount of time that the ball is in their defensive third. And I feel that this game, it's been in there a lot more than they're used to. They're just not getting the clearance after. Now, Cincinnati's doing a good job pressuring, but they need to get more strong shots on goal since they're having so many chances with Oklahoma State still in their defensive third.
Pineda working on the sideline, pressured and knocked out by Emma Schmelzer. Senior from Cincinnati.
Oklahoma State figured out what Cincinnati was doing. They're overloading aside, trying to find Alex Morris. Morris just needs to drop off earlier with the back line having the ball. That's a tough pass to send direct.
I think you could see Colin Carmichael on the sideline saying, hey, pointing at the other center back that was there.
I like what he's saying, keeping it tight, keeping short passes, working together, making the passes easy for each other. Always love the coaches standing right at the corner, making sure they don't step out of their box.
As close as they can get to the action. Long ball in. Flower lets it bounce. Kind of a crafty little take, but couldn't settle it. Might have had Briner behind her if she could have.
Just couldn't get her foot on that ball. Oklahoma State did a good job marking her, but she was strong to hold him off too.
She's been lively so far in these first almost 20 minutes now. Some space in the middle of the field. Good control by Riley Felton there. Pineda was pressuring again. She has been really working attack and defense. Long run through the middle, finally halted. Loudon Wilson was the one taking it forward.
She didn't really have any numbers ahead of her. She did a good job holding on to the ball. Needed a few more options to help her out since she was pressured so quickly by Cincinnati.
Wilson, just a sophomore, but a big contributor. 5 goals, 8 assists. Leads the team. That assist number is second in the Big 12 Conference. And we're going to see some really young, talented players across this championship. I mean, you think of college athletics right now, it seems like everyone's getting old, but plenty of very talented freshmen and sophomores that we'll see on the field over the next week.
I'm sure it was tough for Big 12 to choose freshman of the year. There's a lot of talent that could have won that.
Cincinnati clears. Just 4 white jerseys forward there for Oklahoma State. Not a lot of numbers committed so far.
I think Flower has really scared them. They've been so direct to her that they've had to stay home a little bit more with those back lines players helping out. Cincinnati has to be proud. The first 20, they shut Oklahoma State's attack down, and they've gotten some really strong chances. Now they cannot lose focus. Oklahoma State is so consistent. They don't make many mistakes. They wear a team out. So if Cincinnati keeps that focus, they'll have a chance.
Depth so crucial in these games, you would imagine, and as this week goes on, especially if you are seeded 5 through 12 and have to play that extra game.
And Oklahoma State's very proud of their depth. They have a strong bench who can come on and help contribute easily.
Morris trying to send it in. Not out of the woods yet, though. Again, a good challenge by Schmelzer. She's played well so far in this game. Back toward Morris, who touches it on, and there's some contact. And then foul is going to go against Morris, who is pleading her case that she got to the ball first and then was collided with. Carly Oobs is the player shaken up for Cincinnati.
And looking at this, I didn't know when the whistle blew who the foul was going to be on. Morris has an argument. She did get to the ball first. I think it was the follow-through that the referee called.
Oobs did get the worst of it because I think it was Morris's hip that went into her stomach.
Taking a little breather, but she'll definitely stay on the field.
No signs yet of a real clear-cut goal-scoring opportunity for either side. It looked like it might have caught the hand of Flower, and it did. Pineda looking for Morris. Not quite connecting yet.
And good job by Cincinnati defenders. The two of them did not dive in. They made Pineda make a pass. It was a little too fast for Morris.
Take me through the morning, too, because everything was moved up 2 hours. So we were supposed to start at 11 a.m. Big difference for these players, right? The 9 a.m. start. What time probably were they up this morning?
It depends what time they want to eat. Some players can eat an hour before the game. Some players need 3 hours. Kind of depends on that. And then where they're staying. It was announced not too late, so teams had time to adjust. But it was a quick turnaround. And some people just aren't morning people, so they might still be waking up.
You are working with one right now. Cleared away by Joffrey. Oklahoma State throw-in.
With the experience that all of these players have, though they haven't played morning games in college throughout their career of soccer, they've had the 8 a.m.s, they've had the 7 a.m.s, they've had those games, so they can be ready for them.
Take you back to club ball.
Exactly.
Some space just outside the area. Long shot. Wide. Loudon Wilson taking a crack at it from distance.
That's one of her favorite spots to take shots. If she gets it at the top of the 18, doesn't matter how many people are around her, she's going to try to look for that opening. And what's good is Oklahoma State follows up quickly because they know it's going to be a difficult save for the keeper.
We talked about the great Oklahoma State defense, but this is a team in Big 12 play scored the 6th most goals, 16 of them in conference play.
And they're just so quick. They'll do the set pieces right away. They attack you. If you score on them, they're going to go right at you. Very quick attack. It catches you off guard.
Heisler getting in on the action. Wins the challenge, but an offside flag is raised on the far side against Caitlin Hoppers.
Hoppers doesn't do that often. Cincinnati caught her off guard. She was looking at the ball instead of the line, and they pulled up just in time for her to be offside. It's like the sun's coming out.
It is. I didn't know if we would see it today. Rain expected this afternoon and evening in Kansas City, so I don't think we will escape it completely, which could make for an interesting couple late games today.
I always wonder with the goalkeepers if they keep the same gloves on that they warmed up with since it was raining, or if they put dry ones on.
Would you switch?
I switch, but I would get a few shots in them. Sopping wet gloves are just hard to catch with and very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Whistle against Flower. A couple fouls against her early on.
Not sure if the referee's keeping track. Sometimes they keep track of that and let her know, hey, you've gotten a couple. Let's watch it. But
yeah.
He hasn't talked to her yet. You can tell Oklahoma State coach is frustrated with it.
Sometimes you'll see the players start to give them the count too. Like, hey, that's 2, that's 3.
It's amazing what they keep track of on the field. I've been impressed with Cincinnati in the air and their back line. Oklahoma State's really tried to attack the middle with the ball over the top, and Cincinnati has won the ball every time.
Flower trying to turn that, but it rolls all the way through to Briner. Now Cincinnati not able to retain possession. Morris looking toward the middle of the field. Little space there. Flicked on. Heisler running onto it. And a fight for the ball won by Cincinnati. Nice job to clear that away. Maddie Swingle back there, the junior from Indiana.
Heisler with a great diagonal run. Finding a little bit of a seam. The back line, she had to go wide though to get it. But a great job in finding her right behind. Nicely timed, staying on side. Cincinnati tracked back well with her too.
Swingle trying to clear again, but it falls out to Morris off the deflection. Morris can't split the defenders. Cleared out of play by Oobs. As this scoreline holds advantage, who's happier at halftime if we go to the break 0-0?
Normally I would say Cincinnati because they're the lower seed, but Oklahoma State has been in these tight games so often that they know if they just keep their style, it will work out for them. They've had a lot of goals scored late in the game, and they do not make many mistakes.
Morris cut back, lays it back for Pineda. Pineda, plenty of space, no one closing her down, and the touch just a little too heavy in the box. There's Ben Boydell making a run.
Ben Boydell is one of those players, we have not said her name often, but she is extremely dangerous. She times her runs very well in the midfield.
Heisler crossing it, deflected toward the back post and picked up by Rexford.
Oklahoma State's done a really good job of being creative in their attack. They're just not going down the middle. They're keeping it wide, laying it back, and having a diagonal run behind the back line, but still staying onside. We'll see how Cincinnati adjusts.
Hard challenge by Heisler there. It's going to be a throw-in. We're going to have our first substitution of the game for Cincinnati. Claire Ray will come off. Vivian Spalding enters the game for the Bearcats.
I think Ray's staying on. I think Felton came off.
Yeah, you're right. Felton does come off.
Little switcheroo.
What do I know? They tricked me.
They tricked Ray too, though. She came off at first.
So Spalding for Felton, the first sub of the game with 17 minutes to play in the first half.
Nice pressure by Oklahoma State, catching him off guard.
And Heisler fouled, so it's a free kick in a dangerous area here for the Cowgirls. Heisler kind of inputting herself into the game, not necessarily getting the service she might want so far, but she's found ways to impact the game these last 5 minutes.
When you're that player, you find a way because you know you have center backs standing around you, always keeping an eye on you. So you have to be a little different, catch them off guard. Cincinnati back line got a little overcautious, or not paying attention actually on their passing. Heisler caught him off guard, definitely.
Pineda sends it in toward the net and collected easily by Rexford.
Don't think that was the placement they were wanting. They wanted it more back of the 6. Easy save for Cincinnati.
Bearcats find some possession. Haven't controlled much of the ball for the last few minutes of this game. Probably the last 10 have really belonged to Oklahoma State.
It's definitely been going in waves. A quick start by Cincinnati. Oklahoma State stayed calm throughout that. Had a few more attacks. It's going to be interesting in the next 15 who dominates that intensity.
Couple subs readying for Oklahoma State now. This ball sent in. Cowgirls handle it out to Pineda, who carries it forward, now using Morris for width. Heisler making a run. Morris keeps it. Now the short pass to Heisler. 3 red jerseys chasing her, trying to switch the field, and does so successfully. Out for Joseph, now plays it wide for Hoppers. Ben Boydell gives her an option. Ben Boydell cutting across into the penalty area. That shot is blocked. And a throw in for Oklahoma State, but subs on the way first. Nicole Ray and Bella Pirati will come in for Oklahoma State. Coley Sidlowski comes in for Cincinnati, and she replaces Ellie Flower. Heisler will get a rest.
Oklahoma State's really gone wide, opposite lines instead of going down the middle. They're really shifting Cincinnati side to side.
Cincinnati dropped pretty deep right now. This is deflected out wide and out for an Oklahoma State throw-in, and another substitute coming for Oklahoma State. It'll be Lexi Lee, the sophomore from Frisco, Texas, entering the game. Lee comes in for Pineda.
I think Pineda had a great first half. Not only offensively with her skill, but defensively, she really shut down the midfield of Cincinnati. With Flower coming off, I'm interested to see who Cincinnati's go-to will be now. They really looked for her right away. I know their offense has been shut down the last 10 minutes. So when they get their head up, who is their go-to?
Sidlowski and Spalding kind of taking up that space at the top of the attack for the Bearcats. But to your point, she's found ways to get involved in the midfield as well. Nice turn here by Spalding. Bracketed in by 2 defenders, and a nice challenge on that back line. Molly Briner halting the play.
So much space for Alex Morris. I know she's frustrated right now. Cincinnati has shifted their whole line to pressure on the ball side, leaving her wide open.
Lauren Bastion able to get Cincinnati some space here. Looking down toward the corner, cut off by Jeff Roy. Chloe Wright now, back for Briner. Again, this side, Morris all alone.
Oklahoma State staying calm, working their short passes, finding the midfield, but connecting in and out of positions, meaning they're going from their midfield to their defense, then going out wide. They're having a lot of variety in their possession.
Here's Morris finally seeing some action, but this time the Bearcats are there. Morris along the sideline. Cutting it back in, nobody's home.
With shifting all of their players ball side, Cincinnati's really limited the switch for Oklahoma State, leaving that player out wide. It's really helped them win the ball more.
Jenna Davler and Anna Barber into the game for Cincinnati. Replacing Claire Ray and Megan Smith.
Oklahoma State does a good job of dropping off. They're kind of baiting for Cincinnati to play short, also having them challenge their strong back line in the air if they do play it in.
Spalding tracks it down over on the left wing. Cincinnati throw in. 10 minutes to play in the first half of the opening game of this Big 12 Soccer Championship.
Good job by Oklahoma State on not diving, shielding the player wide during the goal kick.
Reagan Morris will enter for Oklahoma State. She replaces Gracie Benboydle.
Benboydle didn't get the ball as often as she usually wants. Could be because of injury, but look for her second half to be a go-to target for Oklahoma State.
And for Morris, it's a Big 12 championship debut as a true freshman. Here she is, crossing it in. Cleared away. Nicole Ray trying to track it down. It's a throw in for the Cowgirls.
Tough to find a player when there are 7 Cincinnati players inside the box. They definitely overloaded that 18 and not give Oklahoma State a chance.
Low cross. Back for Briner. Jeff Roy.
Cincinnati is working really well together defensively. They're helping cover passing gaps, causing some frustration for Oklahoma State.
Awkward tip into the box, but Rexford onto it quickly.
Rexford has done a really good job today of taking ownership of her 6 and the 18, calling for the ball and also holding on to it, not giving Oklahoma State a second chance.
The first matchup, it was Alex Morris in the 27th minute with the only goal of the game. And Cincinnati forced just one save by Grace Gordon.
So they'll definitely take that to halftime and growth they've had from last game to this game. Now, what they're going to say is that it was in the first 12 that they had a lot more of their chances, and how can they have more chances throughout the rest of this game?
Whistle against Oklahoma State, free kick for Cincinnati.
Oklahoma State is just one of those consistent teams that they will play every single second focused. So with 7 minutes remaining, Oklahoma State's not going to start backing off just because they see the half dwindling down. They're going to still have a very organized, dangerous attack coming up soon.
You talked about Oklahoma State very willing to play their style, not get impatient. And the question is on the other side, can you stay patient if you're Cincinnati? You talked about it. They were great in the first 12, but it's been a little slower on the attack. But as soon as you commit numbers forward, that's when Oklahoma State can hit you.
They've switched their defensive game plan in shifting numbers to ball side, not allowing Oklahoma State to possess as easily. And it's really helped them out in limiting Oklahoma State's attack, but it has taken away from their attack. So how can they do both now with the second half approaching?
Taryn Tebow has entered the game for Oklahoma State here to get a few minutes at the end of the first half. Oobs.
Oklahoma State makes that ball down the middle very difficult, especially with their strong three. They really want you to play out wide. Cincinnati hasn't gone for that option yet because it's a very difficult pass to connect.
Given away, but a whistle against the Bearcats.
Couldn't tell which way the ref was pointing.
I thought originally it was the other way, but
Oklahoma State struggling to find an option because Cincinnati packed it in the middle. They don't want to just play it down the middle because it's going to be an easy save for Cincinnati.
There's something late for one of these two teams. Trying to play it long, but it's blocked by Loudon Wilson.
Wilson did a good job cutting off that deep pass, getting in the way.
Wilson for Briner, now over for Chloe Joseph. Joseph playing it out wide for Pirati. Nice run by Pirati. Oh, good move in the middle of the field. Cincinnati looking for something late. Out wide for Davler. Oobs now to the middle of the field. Schmelzer intercepted. Nice anticipation. Jeff Roy stepping forward.
Jeff Roy's had a really good half, intercepting those passes, but also catching Cincinnati off guard. They don't really know when she's going to step and when she's going to back off. Spalding seems to be the go-to for Cincinnati. She's doing a great job of having a variety of runs, but they do miss Flower, who would start central and go wide. Spalding has stayed more out on the wide side to try to get the ball.
A little bit more space here for Oklahoma State, but a nice recovery by Schmelzer. Schmelzer looking long. Sidlowski might have been offside when that ball got played.
Wind kind of held it up too. It was hard for her to time it.
There is a stiff wind going toward the Cincinnati net right now. So they'll have it at their backs in the second half.
Cincinnati still with the low pressure style, backing off into their side, making Oklahoma State approach them. Oklahoma State's definitely seen this before, but it seems Cincinnati's more disciplined with it. They're not diving in, they're not overcommitting to a player.
Decent idea there and some good play by Oklahoma State, but that pass overhit for a goal kick.
And that's where it's tough, because if you don't have a perfect pass, then it's just a goal kick for Cincinnati. So it's a win for Cincinnati in that case. Strong tackle there.
What would you want to see more out of Cincinnati in the second half? When you're in that halftime locker room, what's your thought?
They had so much high energy in the first 12 minutes, getting those chances, getting that energy in the attack. You can't be satisfied with a defensive win here because the defensive win doesn't get you the overall win. You got to put a goal in the back of the net.
Kept in play by Tebow, now back out for an Oklahoma State throw. 95 seconds to remain in this first half.
For the Oklahoma State halftime talk, probably be getting more numbers around. You know they're going to pack it in, so you have to attack with the ball and then have options while you're attacking that defender.
Spalding trying to clear the danger. The throw-in was not to the standard of the referee there from Taryn Tebow.
You don't see the call often for that. Seems Cincinnati's done with the half. They're okay going with a 0-0 score. Taking their time on every set piece they've had with their goal kick and throw-in. If you're looking at it as the number 12 versus number 5, then you are ecstatic right now that you're 0-0. But they definitely have a chance to win this game.
And at the first 90 seconds, I think it was, that first chance from Flower off the half volley with her left foot that went off the post of Grace Gordon, and how that could have changed the outlook of this game.
Just even the excitement they had from the opportunity of having that chance, too.
And that right there is going to do it for the first half. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State tied at 0. A game that was played not long ago in Stillwater and finished with a 1-0 victory in the favor of the Cowgirls, but scoreless here at halftime. Grace Gordon and Anna Rexford, it has been their day. Rexford, a staple in net for Cincinnati, has started every game since stepping on campus. 83 straight.
That's impressive, especially with the position being such a contact position that you're sacrificing your body to make the saves.
Hold on.
So here, for the most part, both teams have gone back to their starting 11s to begin this second half.
And both starting lineups did a good job with how each team came wanting to play the game. They definitely carried that message from their coaches on the field and didn't make any mistakes.
Little confusion there from Pineda and Ben Boydell.
Cincinnati's coach acknowledged they are slowing the game down. They're looking for a counterattack quickly, and they're looking for Flower.
Flower pressuring, deflects it out of play. She has just been a ball of energy since this 9 a.m. start in Kansas City.
Well, with being a graduate student, knowing that she does not want this to be her last half of soccer, so she's going to do all she can to get that goal for her team.
That'll be interesting to see, too. How do you manage subs here with your season on the line? Does Flower play this entire half? You would imagine she would want to in this situation.
Sometimes coaches feel to sub earlier. Give her a solid 10 minutes, sub her off for about 5 to 8, and then get her back on for the last 20. With being able to re-enter the field the second half, that helps them out.
Long throw down the sideline towards Flower. Fighting there with Briner, who knocks it out for another throw-in.
We know Flower is going to be the go-to. It's more what Cincinnati can do to help her out. Oklahoma State's going to mark her. They're going to know that when she has the ball, she's going to be dangerous. What numbers are going to be around her, because it's going to be her passing the ball off. That'll probably be their best chance.
Riley Felton, one of her partners up top, has 6 goals, which is tied for first with Flower. Megan Smith kind of in that center attacking mid role, trying to create something as well for the Bearcats. It's off the hand, but referee says play advantage. Now Flower looking for space. Morris is onto it.
Which is surprising because Morris usually stays up top. She's helping defend with Flower, knowing how dangerous she's been for the Cincinnati attack.
Flower again pressuring. That's out for a goal kick.
I was surprised Oklahoma State went big with that goal kick. They usually play short, changing their mind on this one.
Wright plays it wide.
Good switch by Oklahoma State. They're going to have to go side to side in order to break down the Cincinnati defense of packing it in.
You pointed out Morris's space that she was having when they weren't seeing it. Now Morris into the area, crosses a little bit too strong and goes out for a goal kick. But you would imagine that sideline for Oklahoma State saw the same thing, and maybe that's a focal point of the second half.
Proud to have Morris got involved, but she is frustrated with her kick there. No one in the backside of the corner. She had a lot in the center that were trying to get on the end of that cross.
Toward Flower, and can't settle that ball down the sideline. You're seeing the confidence that Oklahoma State has in that back three, because those long balls to Flower, even though in that scenario that's a 2-on-3, her ability to control the ball with that first touch, you're essentially one touch away from being in on net in that situation.
That's why Cincinnati has to have support around her. She's going to have instant pressure, and it's going to be very difficult for her to keep the ball. If she has someone to support, that's going to break down the back line of Oklahoma State.
Loudon Wilson switches the play out wide for Pirati. Bella Pirati dancing, and then she is sent to the ground, and the referee says, nope, not enough for me.
Both the AR and the referee around the ball to make the call. Can't argue that they were not having a presence now.
Emma Joffrey helping cover there to knock it out for another throw in. 6 minutes, or 5 minutes, I should say, into this second half.
I'm surprised they keep throwing it into this corner. It seems they're trying to earn a corner, but they have the center of the field open, looking for her to check two to get the ball.
Lost for a moment there by Pineda, and then it is taken away. Now Joseph wins it back, out again for another Oklahoma State throw-in.
Cincinnati is okay having them locked in this corner. They're not dangerous out there.
I went off the arm of Ben Boydell. Joseph running this down, fighting with Felton for position, and Joseph trying to play it back, but this is going to be trouble. Flower almost onto it. Now the goalie way out of her own area, sent back in, picked up by Felton, flicked on, it's blocked. Felton again, and Cincinnati scores! Riley Felton sticking with it. Grace Gordon was way off her line, and the Bearcats capitalize.
As a team, Cincinnati earned that goal, but the reputation of Flower is really what scared Oklahoma State. When Oklahoma State was trying to play it back, they were aware of Flower. They didn't know how to handle her pass. Gordon had to come out to try to contain her, and good job by, again, Cincinnati supporting Flower to pressure that goal. A tough decision by the goalkeeper. She tried to cover the net, but a nice finish by Cincinnati.
What a shot by Felton to pick out the corner there under that pressure.
Again, Flower was the one who was attracted the attention, but it was the support that earned Cincinnati the goal. This is where it's going to be tough for Oklahoma State because Cincinnati has already done a good job of having their numbers in their half, defending together and not diving in.
Flower, and now some more space for Cincinnati. Over the top, too hard though, looking in the direction of Megan Smith, who had a nice run, and
a little too far forward. But like that, Cincinnati is still attacking. They're not settling for the 1-0. They're still being dangerous on their attack.
Nice settle by Flower into the middle of the field for Smith. Now the referee. In some ways, I think that benefited Oklahoma State because that looked like Claire Ray was going to run right onto that for the Bearcats with some space.
Agreed. That could have been a quick another counter for them going at the goal.
Pineda playing it through the middle. A nice coverage back there in that center back position. Faith Broering.
We've talked a lot about the back line of OSU, and now it's going to be Cincinnati, who has done a really good job as well with their goalkeeper and their back line of staying consistent and limiting the attacks that Oklahoma State's going to bring.
Cincinnati winless in their last 5 matches. Their last win came on October 6th against Houston. That game you talked about, 4 goals for them in that one, allowed just 1.
Minutes that she's played, so her experience will be turned to a lot.
They have 6 wins on the season. 4 of those 6 came in the first 6 matches of this year.
And they've proven they're a postseason team with their win against Baylor last year, so they don't back down on the stage.
An Oklahoma State throw-in. Bearcats almost amping the pressure up more right now on the ball.
They have their presence known. They're not allowing Oklahoma State to switch, and that's what Oklahoma State's trying to look for. Get the ball out of this area, attack the gap that Cincinnati's leaving open on the far side of the field.
Foul against Molly Briner, the senior defender from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Now a free kick for Cincinnati. How much will they commit to the area for this?
It's going to be interesting to see if they play the ball at the top of the 6 or if they play the shot. There's Oklahoma State setting up for the shot. Come on. But a tough decision for Cincinnati.
Lauren Bashton is the one to take it and goes for goal. Gordon is ready for it.
What impresses me about Gordon is her hands. She makes those difficult, powerful shots look easy and just scoops it up in her hands and holds on to it. There's not a follow-up very often with Gordon.
That did just roll over the line for a throw-in for Cincinnati.
That was a close one. I didn't know if the AR was going to give the throw-in or not.
Have you refereed at all?
You have? I have
okay.
Refereed. So I know that side of the game too.
I don't think I have the thick skin for it, I don't think.
You know, refereeing college and high school, that was easy. Refereeing the youth fields,
okay, that's where you don't want.
Yeah. That's where I don't want to referee again. Cincinnati is going to look for every opportunity to slow the game down. Every throw-in, every goal kick. It's going to start frustrating Oklahoma State because they just want the ball to start attacking again.
It's really not an option downfield there, and it was picked up by Swingle. Looking for Flower down the sideline. Sub entering the game for Oklahoma State. Caitlin Hopper's back in, who started this game, replacing Bella Pirati.
Hopper's got a lot of chances the first half. They did a lot of short, long to get her involved out wide. look for them to connect their midfield to her to get some chances.
That was Pineda trying to go quick like you've talked about in Cincinnati. Clearly understanding that's part of what they like to do. All the way to Rexford.
Cincinnati's game plan has been able to work. They have frustrated Oklahoma State, stopping their style of play. So Oklahoma State's going to have to regroup and figure out a different way. Now, Oklahoma State's very experienced. They can come back. They are very dangerous in their attack.
Giveaway by Cincinnati, but they have plenty of numbers back.
That's a nice 1v1 stick against Morris. She is a tough player to tackle.
Pineda crossing, good ball across, and an open runner. Hopper's not able to settle it, but Oklahoma State remains in possession. Chipped in, easy again for Rexford, who's going to take all the time she can.
That's an experienced goalkeeper, soaking up the seconds, recognizing she doesn't have to catch the ball. No one's pressuring her.
Wright heading it down to herself and sending it wide for Alex Morris. Here comes Morris driving forward on that left wing. Morris crossing, top of the box. Flicked toward net, wide though. Rexford, goal kick.
Wilson is a big target for Oklahoma State. She does a great job getting her head on the ball, but also, we said earlier, she's going to look for the ball with that shot at the top of the 18. So Cincinnati's going to have to keep an eye on her in the middle.
There's Flower causing trouble again and earning a throw in for Cincinnati.
I feel that her energy has stepped up ever since that goal. She is really trying to frustrate that back line, not get them a chance to settle down and start possessing the ball.
Sun really starting to shine now in Kansas City.
It's a beautiful day for soccer. It's also a Midwest day, having the rain, having the wind, having the sun. I don't think we're having any snow, though.
No, yeah, I was going to say, we just need the 30-degree temperature drop.
I think the girls are happy that that's not happening today.
That throw goes out for a goal kick for Oklahoma State. Well, if you are the Cowgirls right now, how do you break down this pretty deep dropping Cincinnati team?
You got to go sideline to sideline. You have to get the out wides involved, switching the field, not panicking. You still have 30 minutes left in this game. You can break down the Cincinnati attack by shifting them and having them move side to side. They will leave a gap eventually.
Cleared away by Briner.
I feel their go-to is Morris. She just has so much speed when she has the ball. Now Cincinnati has done a good job of limiting her space, but you need to give her support. She can't go at them with a dribble. You need to have someone for her to combine with.
Couple Oklahoma State subs waiting for an opportunity to come on the field. And this is that opportunity. Nicole Ray and Lexi Lee re-entering for Oklahoma State, replacing Heisler and Loudon Wilson. And for Cincinnati, at their next opportunity, we'll see Jada Arthurs for the first time today.
Both coaches being very smart with their subs talked about how on the second half you can re-enter the field, giving your starters some rest because you're not sure what the last 20 to 15 minutes are going to be like.
Morris patient, now distributing it out wide for Caitlin Hoppers. Hoppers driving, heavy touch though, and cleared downfield. Picked up there by Wright. A little more direct now for Oklahoma State. Pineda. Hoppers crossing it, deflected back to Pineda. Taken away, nice challenge.
Oklahoma State definitely getting a little more pep in their step on their attack. That was very, very good. Looking for Pineda to hit a shot instead of always looking for the corner. She has the ability to hit a shot outside the 18.
Hopper's inside, deflected. Good communication there by Swingle, taking control and now clearing downfield toward Flower. Flower running toward it. Not going to win the race as Briner plays it back for Gordon.
Flower being smart, not pressuring Gordon in this situation. She's not going to win the ball, can save her energy.
That pass is hit wide. There's been a little bit of that from Oklahoma State that's somewhat uncharacteristic from them. Just missed passes that haven't necessarily been high-pressure situations.
But you also want your players out wide to drop off just a couple more feet to make it an easier pass. Morris and Hopper need to recognize just dropping off a little bit, they'll be more consistent and get more chances.
Long shot. No, it's tipped over the bar by Gordon. What an effort from outside the area. It was Megan Smith.
Great recognition, and they backed off. Didn't trust that she had the shot, and a beautiful save. Nice spin on it. Gordon kept her eye on the ball and was smart to just deflect it instead of trying to catch it.
Number 2 for Cincinnati, but Grace Gordon, all Big 12 second team nod. Shows you why right there with that save to keep Oklahoma State in it. There is some rain now falling in Kansas City.
That's just going to add to the chaos of this game. It's going to make the game less clean when they have their touch, which makes it more difficult for the goalkeepers to hang on to it. It could give either team a chance to follow up for a goal.
I think Erica Demers on the Cincinnati sideline is unaware of the rain and the wind. She is sitting t-shirt locked in right now on a mission.
I love the toughness she's showing.
Hoping to keep her team alive this season. What a win this could be for Cincinnati. It would likely be their staple win of the season. Hard challenge there on Morris.
Cincinnati has been in every game, tying Colorado, only losing 1-0, 2-1 throughout several of games, so they've proven that they are a competitor. I know they wanted this game against Oklahoma State. They were not scared of the draw of Oklahoma State.
Mentioned they're winless in their last 5, but 3 draws. The one game that got away from them was Texas Tech. They lost that 3-0.
Good switch by Oklahoma State. Again, talking about sideline to sideline, getting Morris involved. Just want more players around her. Cincinnati is just overloading against Morris.
Nice job to control it by Lexi Lee. Back for Morris. Morris cuts across. Good challenge in the area. Carly Oobs making the stop. Now back for Chloe Wright. Hopper's crossing. And that was a very dangerous spot for that ball. Claire Ray able to finally clear it away for an Oklahoma State throw-in.
I like the little deflection. She tried to get her team involved in the top of the 6. Just didn't recognize it quickly enough.
Deflected back out for a throw-in, and the precious seconds ticking away for Oklahoma State. This is perfect if you're a Bearcat fan right now.
Oof.
Blocked by Joffrey. That looked like it hit the hand of Flower. Outside the area, curling shot is saved by Rexford. One of the better attempts for Oklahoma State in this game, but saved by Anna Rexford.
It actually worked out that Oklahoma State didn't get that call because a very nice shot, and Rexford did a good job hanging on to that, paring it down so she could easily scoop it up right after the save.
It's the senior Nicole Ray with that left foot from Alpine, Utah. 5 goals, 2 assists on the season. Flower now with an option. Arthur, shot is good, top corner, Jada Arthur. The freshman for Cincinnati. And that is the first goal for Arthurs at the Big 12 Championship.
Talking about transition, Cincinnati's coach recognized transition was the way it's going to be. A nice job seeing where Gordon was playing, trying to give her more of the far post to shoot, and what a shot near post in that top corner. Very difficult shot to save and to hit.
Cincinnati.
And what's tough is you just see the frustration in Oklahoma State going with the calls. They have the experience to come back, but Cincinnati taking advantage of the limited time that they have to make the shots count.
What a time for your first career goal. It was Ellie Flower laying it off for her, from the grad student to the freshman. Still 23 minutes to play, but that has Cincinnati firmly in control of this opening match.
I'm not sure if the head coach said something or not, but we got the first yellow card of the game. And now the back line of Oklahoma State's feeling the pressure even more. Cincinnati has both forwards pressuring, getting more transition chances.
Arthur's plenty of energy now after that goal. This is Arthur's again with confidence. Some nice play here from the Bearcats, cutting inside. Another shot, this one on the ground from Megan Smith. She had that great attempt from outside the area just a few moments before Arthur's secured their second.
Cincinnati has done a good job of maintaining. They are countering quickly and then staying focused defensively, not backing down from how they're stopping Oklahoma State's attack. But again, they're not diving in. They're not overplaying. They're staying in their zone and marking that area.
Well, and more so in the second half. I mean, I feel like a lot of times when you do see teams dropping deep, it's the long ball that they're looking for, but haven't been afraid to possess the ball a little bit. Both goals have come from kind of that same position. Felton and Arthurs, that's who Arthurs had come in for, was Riley Felton. She scored earlier. Morris inside, deflected around, and just over the crossbar on the attempt by Lexi Lee.
Morris was able to turn the corner to create a little bit of space. Nice layoff. Just couldn't get the foot on that ball to hit it to the goal. Oklahoma State not backing down, and it starts with Morris. Got a little bit of a deflection advantage. Just got under the ball a little too much.
Felton comes back in. Flower is out. Sidlowski replaces Megan Smith in the middle of the field. And we'll see kind of how this sets up. It looks like Arthurs and Felton just up top.
It's a smart move by Cincinnati, putting more numbers in the defending area to frustrate Oklahoma State more.
Morris with a right foot rolling, and again a nice save there by Rexford. It was hard to tell if she could see that off the foot originally.
That's what's tough for a goalkeeper when your team has so many numbers in front of you. It's tough to see. Morris did a good job seeing, hey, they're stopping me out wide. I'm going to show that I have a shot up top.
Corner sent in deep, and a nice strong header away by Oobs. Not completely cleared, and Rexford able to control it. There is an Oklahoma State player down. Is Ellie Jeffroy, a junior from Andover, Kansas.
She has had a physical game. She's had to go against the forwards of Cincinnati and then gets involved in a lot of the set pieces for Oklahoma State.
An Oklahoma State team who has allowed 8 total goals this season. 10 now, I should say. 8 coming into this Big 12 championship.
That's why I love the tournament. It just gives you the who and the where and the when, and then you play the game.
Vivian Spalding checking into the game for Claire Ray. Reagan Morris back in for Oklahoma State.
This is the first corner for Cincinnati. No, second corner this half for Cincinnati. Oklahoma State getting set. Look for them to have a quick counter if they win the ball.
Logan Heisler back in as well. She is the lone Cowgirl not in the box defending this corner.
She has the speed and the skill to take on those defenders if they're able to clear it out to her.
19 minutes to play in Kansas City. Decent ball in, headed away by Pineda. Heisler coming forward to help win possession. Now sending it out wide for Ben Boydell. She's dispossessed. And a no-nonsense clearance from Broering there. Didn't want to take any chances. Let a few more seconds tick off the clock.
Throw-ins are wins for Cincinnati. If they can get a throw-in for Oklahoma State in their area, that helps them get reorganized.
Morris takes it away. Now Morris cutting across, showing off her footwork now. Beats the defender. Morris open it up for a left foot and slides wide for a goal kick.
We talk about Morris out wide with her threat of her speed and her ability to pass, but there she showed that in the middle she can take on players to create a little bit of distance to get a shot off.
Alex and Reagan both on the field right now for Oklahoma State, sisters.
How fun is that for the parents?
Makes it easier when they decide to go to the same place.
Yeah, wear the same
no split
colors.
jerseys or anything like that. Reagan, a freshman. Alex, a senior. This is intended for Reagan, who can't quite get onto it.
I always enjoyed, I know we can mention the Kelsey brothers since we're having Cincinnati here. The mom wearing the split jerseys of her boys for football.
A little easier now.
Yeah.
That is blasted downfield and to Gordon, the opposing keeper.
And this is where it's a little different for Oklahoma State. They like to play short. Usually it's from her feet. Now they're going to have to rely on her punt to kind of get a quick goal. Because 17 minutes left, still time, but definitely need to make those seconds count.
And we heard from Erica Demers, the head coach for Cincinnati at halftime. Talked about discipline, sticking to their plan, and so far today, we've seen that. And that was in the first half, too, before they got the goal. Now Cincinnati taking off. Arthur's trying to get to it. Won't. Too heavy for her, but pressuring. It'll go out for an Oklahoma State throw-in.
The smile that their coach had when Cincinnati put that second goal away was just very motivating. You can tell she's believing in her team, and her team believes in her.
Now, what a moment for Jada Arthurs, the freshman, to potentially really secure Cincinnati's advancement in this Big 12 championship. Again, still time for a very talented Oklahoma State team to get something done. A lot of creativity for the Cowgirls on the field.
I know they took some of their starters off, so you got to wonder when they're going to put some of them back in. That caused a little more advantage with their starting lineup and their attack. One of them being, oh, no, Wilson's back on the field now. She came back on, but she's going to be a go-to with her shot that she hits outside the 18.
Nice turn by Pineda. Over for Jeff Roy. Now Morris trying to get to it. Too far for Morris.
That's one of those, it has to be a perfect pass for her to be able to go attack right at. Morris drops off just a couple of feet. She'll have someone to connect with after she wins the ball, too. Nice defending by Jeff Roy.
No wasting time on the throw-in, but they give it away quickly. Arthur's chasing this down toward the corner. Briner instead.
Surprising Oklahoma State didn't try to work it out of that corner. They had a chance to switch the field and have a lot of space to work with.
In some ways, I mean, to me, it almost feels like in the second half, Cincinnati has pressed their line higher to make it even more difficult on Oklahoma State to make those short passes that you've been talking about.
But the second goal really helps them do that. They have a little bit more to work with that second goal. They can high pressure instead of being in their own defensive side. I'm really impressed that freshman hit such a difficult shot. That placement was beautiful.
Had no chance for Grace Gordon in net. That thing went top right corner. Not even sure it hit the back of the net as much as the top.
No. It's a very slim angle that Gordon left open for that to be finished.
Morris sends it across. There's really just not an option in the middle at that moment. Cincinnati wins back possession with Smelser. Whistle, a little bit of a high boot there from Riley Felton, maybe.
You know, we haven't really given enough positive talk about the Cincinnati midfield and really shutting down the Oklahoma State midfield. They've really stayed home. They've really shifted across and kept the pressure and kept an eye out where Pineda is. Pineda has really had to work to get the ball.
Yeah, Schmelzer's been a big part of that. She's had a good day in that midfield for Cincinnati. Some miscommunication there. Now a shot for Morris! Reagan Morris, the freshman, brings one back for Oklahoma State, and they're not done yet. And it's a day for first, because that's her first career goal.
Great job and staying with the play. You kind of felt bad for Oklahoma State because there's a little bit of miscommunication between the two. Pineda to get the touch and just a nice finish. A tough one for the goalkeeper to see. A lot of bouncing going around and just couldn't read the ball. We're gonna have a game here in the last 12.
Late life thanks to the freshman Morris for the Cowgirls, the 5 seed, trying not to get upset here by Cincinnati. Alex Morris now out for her sister. Reagan crossing. It'll make it all the way over to Ben Boydell. Ben Boydell goes goal line, and that's tipped out for an Oklahoma State corner.
A lot of energy from this Oklahoma State team now. They believe they can. It's whether Cincinnati can handle all the pressure, because they're going to start throwing numbers soon.
And now can you stick to the plan with the pressure now mounting from Oklahoma State? Nicole Ray to take the corner. 5 white jerseys in the area, 2 more at the top of the box. Lofted in, right at the top of the 6-yard box. Morris again, and it's saved by Rexford. Almost a double for Reagan Morris.
You teach goalkeepers to follow the ball, cut off the angles, even if you dare.
The freshman Morris exuding confidence right now for Oklahoma State. 11 minutes left in this opening match. Ben Boydell. Deflected, cleared by Cincinnati, but ball has basically not been out of this attacking third for Oklahoma State since that goal. Here's Morris again. Arthur's able to send it toward midfield, not a play.
Cincinnati's looking to make some subs, bringing in their leader up top to kind of help the defense regroup and get more confidence, because right now they're a little bit on their heels with the Oklahoma State attack.
Nice defending there by Obes. Morris crossing. Headed away by Swingle.
Swingle with the smart decision. Didn't know if the goalkeeper had a read on it. She decided to take it herself to get it out of the area.
Toward the corner, Oklahoma State looking for another corner. Goal kick instead. Now Cincinnati can let some of that clock tick, although we have subs, so it's not going to at the moment. As you mentioned, though, Flower re-entering the game. Arthur's coming off. Felton also coming off. Davler back in for the Bearcats.
Cincinnati being smart. They're only leaving one forward up top, pushing one back to help fill in the gaps and to slow down the Oklahoma State attack. Oklahoma State has had a lot of success switching the field in the top of the 18 instead of sticking it in that corner. Cincinnati got smart, just starting to clear it out.
Looking for Morrison. A little bit too far for her on the pass from Jeffroy.
That's where it's tough because Morris checked back that time. Jeffroy led her. Sounds like a lot of emotions going on in the field with the players.
Referee just turned toward the press box, and they added 7 seconds back to the clock. Morris almost stumbled there after she threw that in. Unfortunately, kept her footing.
I don't think she expected the ball back. She's trying to make a run forward. Look at that nice diagonal run through. Great job by the back line of Cincinnati to check back with her, not leave that passing gap. You got to watch, you either mark the player or stop the gap. It was the right choice to stop the gap.
That ball was toward Aubrey Wagner, who didn't see action in the first half. Morris beats the defender to it. Reagan Morris crossing, and it's sent out for a corner. Reagan Morris, the driver of this comeback right now for Oklahoma State.
They still only have 5 players in the box attacking, but those 2 players up top are very dangerous. They both have strong enough shots and accurate that if the ball clears out, they can hit it first time.
Pinged around back toward the corner kick taker.
I love the confidence Wilson has to shoot. If it's around the goal, she's going to try to hit a shot.
This is Wilson crossing it in, low cross. Flower playing it out wide, and Cincinnati just clearing it away. Header won by Morris. Shot blocked from just outside the box.
Oklahoma State's attacking the back line of Cincinnati, playing the ball in, and what they're recognizing is that they're having trouble clearing it out and just having players around them to swarm it and try to get another shot off right after.
Pineda working with Morris. Alex Morris driving forward.
Lexi Lee has been really tough for Cincinnati to mark. She keeps getting the ball at the top of the box too.
Morris, another shot attempt block. Flower coming over to help try and clear things away, but won back by Oklahoma State quickly. Wilson. Oh, some contact there from Flower, and then Wilson didn't like it either.
You get that foul call, then you have a really good chance. Don't know if they saw cleats up. Referee says play on.
It ended up just being a throw-in. Pineda trying to cross it too much into the stands. Under 6 minutes to play. What could be a major opening round upset for Cincinnati.
I like that Pineda took that chance. She gets a little more power through the ball. That could have caught the back corner, and that's a really tough save for Cincinnati to make.
Rexford going to take her time on these opportunities.
You got the fourth official really getting an earful from the Oklahoma State. It's probably about the foul earlier. Yeah, they wanted the cleats up. Both coaches fighting for the team.
Long throw in back toward the middle of the field, and Loudon Wilson, but she gives it away.
Morris was shifted a little more central than I think Wilson was ready for.
Joseph down the sideline, back into the middle of the field for Pineda, looking for options. Pineda, plenty of space. They backed off her a little bit, but misses the pass. Joffrey will clear it out for a throw-in. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play.
Joffrey with a smart move, rather have a throw-in than a corner. Gives him a chance to get set up.
Back for Joseph.
I wish I knew the success rate of Pineda's passes, because it just seems like she does not have any turnovers.
Into the box, settled by Pineda. Turning left foot toward the corner. Deflected it in! Pineda gets a flying bounce, and Oklahoma State has the lead.
We talked about the consistency of Oklahoma State, that they don't back down, that throughout the game they're going to play a full 90, and she just snuck through. A little bit of an unfortunate deflection for Cincinnati, but a great job of turning and just hitting the ball out there.
It was Faith Broering who was on it, and she really almost had the deflection too, but instead it's too late. Under 4 to play. Can we find a winner in regulation, or are we going straight to extra time to start this Big 12 championship?
Both teams still fighting hard. Oklahoma State definitely re-energized, tying the game. We'll see if they have their same style, where they keep kicking it forward and allowing them to pressure the back line of Cincinnati.
Broering trying to send it across the field. Morris back for Pineda. Pineda's pass beyond the reach of Aubrey Wagner. Now Cincinnati back in possession, looking for a late opportunity to attack. Under 3 minutes to play. Heavy touch. Joseph able to step forward.
Cincinnati moves another forward up top. They recognize that they're going to try to go for the goal too. They've had a lot of success with the 2 forwards up top and a transition goal.
With 13 minutes to play in this game, it was 2-0 Cincinnati. 78th minute goal by Reagan Morris, the first of her young career. And then the deflection off the Pineda shot by Broering that just went around Rexford. And Rexford's had a great game too so far, and just an unfortunate incident for Cincinnati.
Both goalkeepers have shown their talent. Deflections are always tough. Gordon had a tough situation where she had to come out of her box really far to try to save a situation, but they've kept the saves pretty consistent inside the 6.
Is there one more chance? Joseph cuts it off. Down the sideline for Morris, trying to keep it in. It's a Cincinnati throw-in. Cincinnati taking no time on the throw-ins now, trying to quickly find a late winner. Instead, Morris driving forward, switches the field.
That's the area Cincinnati has left open. Oklahoma State found it. See how they can attack with it.
Bend Boydell cuts it back infield. Wilson for Morris. 65 seconds to play. Morris takes one on. Long shot, she hit it! Alex Morris with the winner! An incredible shot to the top corner, and Oklahoma State's comeback is complete.
We have been complimenting Morris and how it has to go through her to be successful for Oklahoma State. She was shut down out wide, so she has proven that she has the shot. And what a finish. Off of the post, side netting. Look at the knuckle of that shot. Almost impossible to save for Cincinnati.
3 goals in the final 16 and a half minutes.
The emotions on Dad right there. Both daughters helping with this comeback tour.
30 seconds. Joseph pressuring the ball. Morris with a tackle. Now or never for Cincinnati. 10 seconds. Long throw headed away, and Oklahoma State has done it. 3 goals in the final 17 minutes to keep their championship hopes alive.
Wow, what a comeback. They fought for the full 90 minutes. Talked about Oklahoma State. They will play a full game, and they had to play a full game to win it. Cincinnati had a great game plan that definitely frustrated Oklahoma State. They did a great job in getting those 2 goals. And just Oklahoma State took advantage of little mini breakdowns to make those shots count.
It was almost back-to-back years for Cincinnati with an opening round win at the Big 12 championship, but not this year. Over the 5-seed Oklahoma State, picking up their 14th win of the season. It was the freshman Reagan Morris that opened the scoring for Oklahoma State. But first, this really class finish from Riley Felton.
It was a great finish. She got her head up quickly and placed it quickly, seeing where the opening was. And then this one was amazing. That top corner, very difficult.